Hare Krishna, Flavier Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation every day and chanting so beautifully on the call. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and the assembled devotees. This is Revati from Atlanta, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Revati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining, chanting the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and also reciting the chapter 6. Very, very grateful to you, Mataji. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. This is Kiran Goel from Baltimore. And this is my
Hare
birthday. And this is my birthday today.
Hare
I'm
Krishna,
going to
Kiran
ISKCON.
Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Happy Krishna conscious birthday to you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, for joining early morning and mid-morning and giving your recitation. We are very grateful to you. Welcome to the call. Hari Bol.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashmati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago and happy birthday Kiran Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Yashmati. Hare Krishna, Yashmati Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. And we could hear beautiful chanting of Prabhuji background. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, welcome to the call. Thank you for your chanting. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Bol.
This is Kamudaki Dasi from Phoenix. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Komadiki Mataji. You are joining from Phoenix, even though there is a time difference, but still you are joining us and giving your sweet association. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Nice to hear your sweet voice.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. This is Happy birthday,
Hare Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you,
Hare
Priti
Krishna,
Vilasni Mataji. Hare
Vilasni.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Priti Vilasni Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams to you and all the Vaishnavas. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Suma from Portland.
Hare Krishna.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Krishna conscious birthday to Kiran Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Uma Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation every single day. Welcome to the call.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Mataji, for joining and giving your recitation. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Hare Krishna, is there anyone who would like to introduce themselves? Please go ahead. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for joining and giving your association this mid-morning and enlightening us on the topic of Caitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Khanda, 7.81 to 105. Before I hand over the call, I would like to read the quote for today, Prabhuji. 17th January. A cheater is taking the place of teacher. Therefore, the whole world is degraded. You can cheat others that I am in the dress of a devotee. But what is your character? What is your actual value? That has to be judged. That is called bona fide teacher. January 17, 1974. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Once again, welcome to Bhakti Sangha. So today we are very fortunate to have His Grace Radhika Vallabha Prabhu to enlighten us on the topic of Caitanya Bhagavat. Prabhuji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I now hand over the call to you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Mataji. Thank you for all the devotees for giving this opportunity to speak some words from the Caitanya Bhagavata. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttamashloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Parchati Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are reading from Caitanya Bhagavata Madhya Khanda, chapter 7, verse number 81 to 105. I'll share the screen. Bola bola bali maha lagila garjite sthirahaite naparila podila bhumite. He roared loudly while exclaiming, "Go on reciting, go on reciting." He could not remain steady and fell to the ground. Lati achadera gaye yateka sambara vangila sakala raksha naikaro ara. He broke all the surrounding paraphernalia by the kicking of his feet. Nothing was spared. Kota gela divya bhata divya kuya pana. Kota gela jariyate karejala pana. What happened to the opulent pan container and the nicely prepared pan? What happened to the water pots that were used for drinking water? Kotaya podila giya shaya pada gate. Premaveshe divya vastra chiredu ihate. Where did the bed fall by the kick of his feet? Out of ecstatic love, he tore apart his opulent clothes with his two hands. Kotagela seva divya keshera sanskara Dhulaya lotaya kare krandana apara. What happened to his opulently styled hair as he rolled on the ground and cried profusely? Krishna re takura mora Krishna mora prana mora se kari le kashta pashana samana. O Krishna, O my Lord Krishna, O my life and soul, you have made my heart hard like wood or stone. Anutapa kariya kandaye uchaisware muise vanchita hailo hena avatare. He lamented and cried loudly, in your present incarnation I have been deceived. Mahagada gadidiya yepade achada sabe mane bave kiba churna hailahada. He fell to the ground and rolled about so forcefully that everyone thought, have his bones been broken to pieces? Hena se haile kampa bhavera vikare, dashajane darila o darite na pare. He shivered so vigorously out of ecstatic love that even 10 men could not hold him still. Vastra shayya jhari bati sakala sambara, padagate sabagela kichuna hi ara. Clothes, bedding, water pots, bowls, and all other paraphernalia were smashed by the kicking of his feet. There was not a single item spared. Sevaka sakala ye karila samvarana, sakala rahila se vyavaharadana. All of his servants then pacified him and tried to recover whatever was left. Emata katakshana prema prakashiya, anande murchita haye takila padiya. After revealing his ecstatic love for some time in this way, he remained lying there unconscious in ecstasy. Thila matra dhatu nahi sakala sharire, dubilena Vidyanidhi ananda sagare. Vidyanidhi was completely merged in an ocean of bliss with no symptom of life manifest in his entire body. Deki Gadadhara maha haila vismita, takana se mane bada haila chintita. Hena mahashaye ami avagya karilunko. Ashubhakshane dekite ailum. After seeing this, Gadadhar was struck with wonder and became somewhat worried. I have disrespected such a great personality. At what inauspicious time did I come to see him? And seeing Vidyanidhi Mahashaya's opulent paraphernalia and his expertise in enjoying those items, Gadadhara Pandit concluded that he was devoid of devotional service to the Lord. But Vidyanidhi's exhibition of indifference towards those items and his ecstatic transformations of love upon hearing Mukunda's recitation about the mercy Krishna bestowed on Putana produced astonishment in Gadadhar's heart. Gadadhar knew how ordinary, foolish people are absorbed in enjoying form, taste, smell, sound, and touch. So he was struck with wonder after witnessing how Vidyanidhi Mahashaya was completely aloof from those objects while remaining in their proximity, and how he remained always anxious for the service of Krishna on the strength of his internal tendency. And after Gadadhara considered such a maha-bhagavata equal to an ordinary materialist, he became worried, thinking that he had committed a Vaisnava-aparadha. Mukundera parama santoshe karikole, sinchilena angatandra premananda jale. Gadadhar Pandit embraced Mukunda with great satisfaction and bathed him in tears of love. Mukunda amara tumi khaile bandhu karya, dekaile bhakta Vidyanidhi Bhattacharya. O Mukunda, you have acted as my real friend, for you have shown me the great devotee Vidyanidhi Bhattacharya. Pundarika Vidyanidhi was actually Bhakti Vidyanidhi. Generally, people simply called him Vidyanidhi. By realizing the actual position of Bhakti Vidyanidhi, Gadadhar established the distinction between the vision of the devotees and that of the foolish materialists, those who had no faith in the characteristics of the Lord's devotees often consider the activities of the non-devotees as equal to the activities of the devotees. Pundarika and Gadadhara enacted this pastime in Sri Gaura Leela to exhibit the insignificance of non-devotees who exhibit ignorance in the discrimination between devotees and non-devotees, and who fall in illusion because of not understanding why the members of Sri Navadvipa Dhama, Pracharini Sabha, and the servants of Sri Vishwa Vaishnava Raja Sabha respect devotees by awarding them titles indicating their level of devotional service. Ye mata Vaishnava kiba ache tribhuvane, Triloka Pavitra Haya Bhakti Darshane. Is there another Vaishnava like him in the three worlds? In fact, the three worlds become purified by seeing his devotional service. Aji Ami Edainu Parama Sankate, Seko ye Karana Tumi Achila Nikate. I was able to avoid a great danger because you are with me. Since Mukunda gave Gadadhara Pandit the opportunity to see Pundarika Vidyanidhi's devotional mood and destroyed the danger from the Vaisnava-aparadha of seeing the great Vaishnava Pundarika as an ordinary human in Gadadhara Pandit's pastime of illusion, while pretending to see Vidyanidhi on the same level as the gross materialist, Gadadhara Pandit spoke this statement out of gratitude for Mukunda's citation. If materialists cannot understand the activities and behavior of Vaishnavas, then they will commit mistakes at every moment and accumulate heaps of offenses against the Vaishnavas. But if they are pious enough, then they will not commit Vaisnava-aparadha and thereby become misguided. One cannot obtain the result of Yukta Vairagya or proper renunciation through Phalgu Vairagya or false renunciation. Rather, one simply accumulates offenses resulting from a lack of proper vision. Since devotees under the shelter of Sri Caitanya understand the difference between Yukta Vairagya and Phalgu Vairagya, they are superior in all respects to the ordinary, foolish, greedy people of this world. Only they are capable of acting as spiritual masters of the entire world. Persons with a material vision who are not under the subordination of Sri Chaitanya Deva glorify their own foolishness. Vishayira Parichada Dekiya Vuhana Vishayi Vaishnava Mora Chitte Haila Jnana Bhujiya Amara Chitta Tumi Mahashaya Prakashila Pundarika Bhaktira Udaya. And seeing his materialistic appearance, I considered him a materialistic Vaishnava. You understood my mind and revealed the devotional mood of Pundarika. So Vaishnavas are always free from material enjoyment. So I'll discuss this later. So a very beautiful section, the Caitanya Bhagawata. Very famous episode of Gadadhara Pandit coming to meet Pundarik Vidyanidhi along with Mukunda. Mukunda was the one who brought Gadadhara Pandit. And by seeing Pundarik Vidyanidhi externally enjoying many sense objects, sound, touch, smell, form, everything, Gadadhara Pandit was thinking that what kind of a materialist? Why did Mukunda bring me to an association of a materialistic person? Mukunda, at that time, understanding the mind of Gadadhara Pandit, he spoke this verse in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Aho Bakiyam Sthanakala Kutam, Jigam Shayapa Yedapyasadvi, Lebe Gatim Da Truchitam Tatonyam Kamva Dayalum Sharanam Rajem. So at that time, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, on hearing this verse, he exhibited all the ecstatic symptoms. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Suta Goswami says that the sages of Naimisharanya, they say, Tadashmasaram Hridayam Batedam Navikri Yadgrihyamanair Harinama Deyai Navikriyetata Yada Vikaro Netre Jalam Gatra Ruheshu Harshaha. The heart which does not transform on hearing the names of the Bhagavan, even though he shows tears in the eyes and hair standing on the end, is made of iron. So this verse says that when a person hears the names of Krishna, the glories of Krishna, if the heart does not get transformed, then such a heart is like a heart made of iron. It's a steel framed, iron framed heart. So if a person's heart does not melt, if a person does not exhibit ecstatic symptoms, it is understood that a person is committing some aparadha. Once Janani Prabhu was asked by one devotee that what are we supposed to think when the darshan opens? Janani Prabhu said that actually we are expected to faint in ecstasy. We're supposed to faint when darshan opens. That happens when the Sthayi Bhava is present in the heart. When the Sthayi Bhava is present in the heart, and then when the Sthayi Bhava comes in contact with the Vibhava, which stimulates one's love for Krishna, then a person exhibits the Sattvika Bhava, the Anubhavas. So Pundarika Vidyanidhi, the very elaborate description of the ecstatic symptoms exhibited by Pundarika Vidyanidhi. All the different Sattvika Bhavas which are described in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu second part, different parts, they are all explained, they are all demonstrated, exhibited by Pundarika Vidyanidhi. He really went out of his control. I'll just mention briefly all these Sattvika Bhavas. So Sattvika Bhava means what? Sattvika Bhava means Rupa Goswami says that Krishna Sambandhi bis Sakshat Kinchidva Vyavadanatah Bhavais Chittam Ihakrantam Sattvam Ityuchyate Budaihi. When the heart becomes overwhelmed by ratis or bhavas in relation to Krishna, either directly or indirectly, the learned call that as the sattva. When the heart becomes overwhelmed by ratis, that state of the heart is called as sattva. When the heart becomes overwhelmed by ratis or bhavas in relation to Krishna, that state of the heart is called as sattva. Sattvad asmat samutpanna ye bhavas tetu sattvikaha snigdha digdha tata ruksha ityami trivida mataha. So when the heart, the state of the heart is called as sattva, the transformation which arises solely from that state of the heart, those transformations are called as the Sattvika Bhavas. And there are three subtypes of Sattvika Bhavas: Snigdha, Digdha, and Ruksha. Of course, we will not go into that detail, but the point is that when the heart becomes overwhelmed by rati or bhava towards Krishna, that state of the heart is called as sattva, and the emotions, the transformations which arise from that state of the heart, they are called the sattvika bhavas. So in the case of the sattvika bhava, we read theoretically in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, but they are all practically demonstrated by Pundarika Vidyanidhi. Therefore, the apt name for Pundarika Vidyanidhi should be Bhakti Vidyanidhi. He is the Nidhi, he is the reservoir of all the Bhakti. The Bhakti is supposed to result in such ecstatic emotions. So, like for example, in the case of the Sattvika Bhava, how does that actually, how these spiritual emotions, they produce physical effects? Rupa Goswami says that how the Sattvika Bhava produced the body of a person. So firstly, a strong Krishna conscious emotion agitates the heart of a person, So here, Pundarika Vidyanidhi heard, how can there be anybody who will be more merciful than Krishna, who gave the position of a nurse to that person who came to kill him. So by hearing this, so Pundarika Vidyanidhi's heart was completely agitated by this emotion, reminding of Krishna's mercy. So that Krishna conscious emotion agitates the chitta very markedly. And then when the chitta is agitated, chitta, we can say the mind is agitated, then the agitated chitta or the agitated mind, it disturbs the life here. And when it disturbs the life here is dislodged, and the discharged life here contacts the various physical elements in the body, the Pancha Maha-bhagavata, earth, water, fire, air, ether. And these disturbed elements, then when these physical elements are disturbed, then they cause a physical symptom of spiritual ecstasy. So what we see externally is a physical symptom of spiritual ecstasy, but behind that, these steps take place. A strong Krishna conscious emotion agitates the heart, agitates the chitta, and then the chitta disturbs the life here, and the disturbed life here contacts the Pancha Mahabhuta in the body. So agitated life here contacts the earth element in the body, then it results in a physical symptom called as stamba, becoming stunned. When the agitated life here contacts the water element in the body, then it results in the physical effect of Sattvika Bhava called as shedding tears, ashru. When the agitated life here contacts the fire element, then a person, the physical symptoms results is perspiration, sweda. When the agitated life here contacts the fire element, then there is a change of bodily color called as vaivarnya. When the agitated life here contacts the air element in the body, then it results in three Sattvika Bhavas, Pulaka, Swarabheda, and Kampa, standing of hairs, faltering voice, and trembling. When the agitated life here contacts the ether element in the body, then there is a physical symptom called as pralaya or devastation. So all these symptoms were exhibited by Pundarika Vidyanidhi. So that is what we see here. So in this shloka in the Bhagavatam second canto, Tadashma Saram Hridayam Batedam. If we read the purport to that shloka, Prabhupada also gives a very elaborate purport. And one of the main theme of that purport is Prabhupada describes the 10 nama-aparadhas. So he says that because of the nama-aparadhas, a person's heart does not melt even after hearing the holy names or hearing Krishna Katha. So Prabhupada is explaining all those nama-aparadhas, therefore he's warning how one should be careful not to commit the nama-aparadha. So here, Pundarika Vidyanidhi, when he exhibited those symptoms, then Gadadhara Pandit, when he saw that, then he understood how great the personality Pundarika Vidyanidhi is. Till that time, he was thinking himself to be a Vishayi. So there is a verse in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Vaishnavera Kriyamudra na Vijneha Bhuja. Especially a Vaishnava who is in the stage of prema, he, he cannot be recognized, he cannot be he can be mistaken when we see him from an external point of view. Vaishnava in the stage of prema. So one cannot understand the mind of a devotee in the stage of prema. So Pundarika Vidyanidhi, he was in close proximity with the different sense objects, but his mind was completely immersed in Krishna. And what actually revealed Pundarika Vidyanidhi to be the such an elevated devotee is that verse spoken by Srimad Bhagavatam, and that Srimad Bhagavatam verse in which Krishna gave the that verse exposed Pundarika Vidyanidhi. It's a very beautiful this thing. Symbolically, we can see that Krishna in the form of Krishna, when Putana came to Vrindavan. We'll discuss this episode briefly and then we'll come to this here. We can come back here. And Putana came to Vrindavan. Everyone in Vrindavan, they mistook Putana. Tam tikshna chittam ativama cheshtitam vikshantara kosha parichadasivat varastriyam tat prabhayacha darshite nirikshyamane janani yatishtatam. So Putana's heart was tikshna chittam, was fierce and cruel. But ati vama cheshtitam. But she looked like a very affectionate mother. Yashoda and Rohini, they also thought that, oh, she is better than us. She is a better mother than us. Vikshantara kosha parichada savita. She resembled a sharp sword in a soft sheath. Although seeing her within the room, Yashoda and Rohini, overwhelmed by her beauty, did not stop her, but remained silent because she treated the child like a mother. So everyone in Vrindavan, they mistook Putana. They considered Putana to be a maybe goddess of fortune or a Parvati or a Saraswati, somebody from a heavenly planet. But the only person who knew Putana of who he is Krishna. And Krishna revealed to Vrindavan who actually Putana is. Everyone else mistook Putana. So Putana represents a false guru actually. So there are two types of false guru. One is the external pretentious hypocrite called as Dharmadvaji, who presents himself as the guru. Another is the internal mind of the Jivatma, which takes shelter of the material logic and material reasoning to understand the truth. These are the two types of false guru. Putana represents them. So the real guru, Sadguru, is the person who knows the path of attachment, and he will instruct the people according to their qualification. But on the contrary, the false guru, he does not know the right path, but still he instructs others. And but he may know or a false guru, he may know the right path, but he instructs others without examining the qualification of the people. This is the nature of the false guru. So such false gurus, they are greedy to get worship of the followers, and they are greedy to accept praise of the followers. So the Putana represents the false guru. So when does the Putana take birth? When the Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur says that when a person desires to become the guru, and at that time the Putana takes birth. So therefore, Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj told Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur, do not make disciples. So the desire to become Guru is the presence of Putana. And this desire comes when one forgets one's real Guru. So we see that so Putana represents the false Guru. The false Guru is also called a Dharmadvaji. There are two types of Dharmadvajis. One is the hypocrites, another is the blind followers of such hypocrites. Both are actually Dharmadvajis. So there are only the false gurus who are the Dharmadvajis. Another is the blind followers of such false guru. They are also Dharmadvaji. So scriptures actually they warn very severely about not associating the Dharmadvajis. It is said that it is better to associate with the sense enjoyers in this world instead of associating with the Dharmadvajis. So like that about Putana it is described. So the Krishna was the person who revealed Putana to the world. How Putana was a false person. So the same Krishna in the form of the verse Srimad Bhagavatam, which it describes Krishna, killing Putana and giving her the position of a nurse. So Krishna in another form, as the Srimad Bhagavatam, revealed to Pundarika Vidyanidhi, revealed to Gadadhara Pandit, how Pundarika Vidyanidhi is the real Guru, worthy to take shelter. So in that way we see that Krishna plays two roles. Krishna exposed the false Guru and Krishna also revealed the real Guru. Srila Prabhupada also mentioned that modern education is also like a false Guru. It is like a Putana. Why? Because Putana came to kill Krishna. Putana came to kill Krishna and the small children. So modern education kills the spiritual propensity. Modern education kills the propensity to practice dharma and bhakti. In that sense, modern education is also like a Putana. And if we also see, when we talk about education, there are definitions of education from a cultural point of view, knowledge point of view, and from bhakti point of view. From cultural point of view, educated person is described as matruvat paradareshu paradravyeshu loshtravat atmavat sarvabhuteshu yapashyati sa pandita. One who sees other women as the mother, others' wealth as the stones, and one who has a culture of respect, such a person is called as a pandita from cultural point of view. And the education from a knowledge point of view is kshetragyam chapimam vidhi sarvakshetreshu bharata kshetra kshetragyayor jnanam yattad jnanam matam mama. To know the kshetra and the two types of kshetragya, that is called as knowledge. To know the kshetra, the material body, jivatma and paramatma, that is called as knowledge. And from a spiritual, from a bhakti point of view, Prahlad Maharaj says the education is, the intelligent or educated person is described as Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam Iti Pumsarpita Vishnu Bhaktische Navalakshana Priyeta Bhagavat Yadda Tanmanye Deetamuttamam. Deetamuttamam. One who engages in the 9 process of bhakti is considered to be the most intelligent person. So these are the 3 definitions of education from a cultural point of view, knowledge point of view, and from bhakti point of view. So when we see in this light, Prabhupada saw the modern education does not actually teach one the right culture, how to see the women as the mother, or how to respect other people, how not to be greedy for others' property. The modern education does not teach about Atma and Paramatma. It teaches only about the matter. And Prabhupada saw that the modern education, it takes a person away from God. So therefore, he actually saw that, he said that this is actually a putana. Because it does not train a person culturally. It makes a person materialistic and takes a person away from God. So, but on the other hand, it looks very attractive. Modern education looks very attractive. Just like Putana came to kill the Krishna, came to kill the small children, but Putana looked very attractive. And the people of Vrindavan, they considered Putana to be a better mother, or to be a Rohini and Yashoda considered Putana to be a better mother. Everyone thought that maybe she is a goddess of fortune, or Parvati or Saraswati. So similarly, sometimes it is said that suppose somebody comes to rob your house, but one of the members in the house, that say one of the girl in the house falls in love with the robber. Just imagine. So somebody has come to kidnap you or rob you, but the person in the house actually has fallen in love with the robber. And that is called as what is called as a Stockholm syndrome. In psychology term also is a Stockholm syndrome. In that sense, in the Vrajavasis, they were also going through Stockholm syndrome. That person who came to take away their very life, that means that person who came to take away the very life of the Vrajavasis is Krishna. That person who came to take away, kill Krishna, they considered that person to be Lakshmi, Saraswati, or Parvati. In that way, they did not recognize Putana. They put complete trust in Putana. They fell in love with Putana. That is called as a Stockholm syndrome. So similarly, if we see most people, though the modern education is very attractive, we may have to get a degree, we may have to go through it as part of being in this world for getting different occupation. I am not denying that fact. But one cannot be, one should not become emotionally overwhelmed, in the sense of one should not be attracted towards the modern education. Prahlad Maharaj also, Bhagavatam, in the Bhagavatam, Prabhupada says that Prahlad Maharaj studied in the school of Khanda and Amarkar. But he did not like that studies, but he studied. He studied them, but he did not actually take pleasure in studying them. So we have to follow in the footsteps of the Prahlad Maharaj, that one may have to go through that education, but one has to understand the real face of the modern education. So otherwise, if we become attracted to that, then we'll be going through something like a Stockholm syndrome. So one has to use that education in the service of Krishna without becoming very attracted towards it, or without becoming very overwhelmed by it. So here we see that just like Krishna exposed Putana to all the Vrajavasis, similarly Prabhupada exposed through his such a crystal clear presentation of the Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatham, various lectures and writings, he actually exposed to the emptiness of the modern advancement or the modern education. He clearly actually exposed them, and he presented the highest truth with a great clarity. In that sense, Prabhupada also exposed the Putana in the form of the false education, modern education, through his writings. And similarly here, Srimad Krishna in the form of the words in the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is exposing to Gadadhara Pandit, who is a true Guru. Gadadhara Pandit mistook Pundarika Vidyanidhi to be a Vishayi, but the Srimad Bhagavatam verse has revealed to Gadadhara Pandit that Pundarika Vidyanidhi is actually a true Guru, worthy to be taken shelter. Worthy to be taken shelter. So, and that is why Gadadhara Pandit is actually saying here. Gadadhara Pandit says that I have committed such a great aparadha. I have committed and I mistook him to be a Vishayi. So I have to actually, and he is thanking Mukunda. You are such a well-wisher of mine. You are such a friend of mine because you have revealed to me the true position of Pundarika Vidyanidhi. So it takes one to know one. You want to recognize a Vaishnava, that we need to take help of another devotee, another person. Because from a transcendental point of view, it's the whole thing pastime enacted by the Lord through Gadadhara Pandit is also highly elevated associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. From that point of view, it's a pastime, but thanking Mukunda that you are a true well-wisher of mine and you have actually revealed to me who is Pundarika Vidyanidhi. And then Gadadhara Pandit says that now I have to actually atone for the aparadha which I have committed. Therefore, I want to take initiation from Pundarika Vidyanidhi. I want to take mantra diksha from him because it is mandatory to have a teacher. It is mandatory to have a guru in one's life. That is a word spoken by Gadadhara Pandit. So, in the one of the modern trend is that people say that I am spiritual but not religious. I am spiritual but not religious. So what does it mean is that I follow spirituality, but I am not affiliated to any sampradaya. I don't accept a particular guru. I am not affiliated to a sampradaya, but I am spiritual. This is one with the modern trend. But here Gadadhara Pandit is saying that one must have a spiritual master. So I want to take diksha from Pundarik Vidyanidhi. In that way, I want to actually atone for my offense. So tad vigyanartam sagurum eva abhigachet. Upanishads say that one must approach a guru for getting transcendental knowledge. Dharma sthapana hetu sadhura vyavahara. Chaitanya Charitamrita says that the behavior of a sadhu establishes the standard of dharma, how to practice dharma. So therefore, there is absolutely a great need to understand the Shastra with the help of a person guru, and there is absolutely a great need to learn the application of the Shastra, application of dharma by seeing the behavior of a sadhu. So Gadadhara Pandit is saying that I want to atone for this offense by taking shelter of Pundarik Vidyanidhi, by accepting him as a guru. So when a person commits a Vaisnava-aparadha, so here Gadadhara Pandit committed an aparadha only in the mind. Sometimes we are not very conscious of the aparadha we commit in our mind. The aparadha can be committed with our mind, words, or with the body. So when we realize that we have committed an aparadha, we should not just simply beg forgiveness, but we should do something positive. If we have blasphemed a devotee, then we should do something positive by glorifying the devotee. And if he had committed, here Gadadhara Pandit committed an offense in the mind, but he is not simply begging forgiveness, he is going in the positive step by accepting Gadadhara Pundarika Vidyanidhi as a spiritual master. So here we also see Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur writes in the purport that Yukta Vairagya and Phalgu Vairagya. So Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he was externally in contact with all the sense objects, in close proximity with the sense objects, but his mind was completely immersed in Krishna. Completely immersed in Krishna. And that was actually revealed through that Bhagavatam verse. Through that Bhagavatam verse. Just like sometimes I think there was a famous story of I think Akbar Birbal or something. There was a person who was a highly learned person who was expert in many different languages, and it became a challenge for the people to find out what is the mother tongue of that person. And then Birbal or somebody went to that person's house, and then at the least expected time, I think when it was about to open the door or close the door, that person's hand was there, and then he opened or closed the door, and then his hand got stuck in that gap. So at that time, he actually called out in a particular language, and then Birbal said, "Oh, this is the mother tongue of the person." So at that, otherwise, when he was actually speaking many languages, nobody was able to understand what is the mother tongue. But that at that time, whatever he spoke in that least expected time, that became the mother tongue. It became obvious. So similarly, here, Pundarik Vidyanidhi, he actually, when he was in close proximity with the sense objects, nobody could understand, Gadadhara Pandit could not understand his position. But suddenly, when that Bhagavatam verse was spoken, and without his control, when Pundarik Vidyanidhi exhibited all these ecstatic symptoms, then Gadadhara Pandit could understand, oh, this person is actually a maha-bhagavata. He is a maha-bhagavata and such an elevated devotee who exhibited such a high ecstatic symptoms. So we see these are some thoughts which are coming to my mind. I will actually stop here. So today we discussed briefly initially about some Sattvika Bhavas and the Bhagavatam verse Tadashmasaram Hridayam Vatedam. And then we discussed, compared this story with how Krishna revealed to Vrindavan, Putana, how Putana is a false guru. Similarly, Prabhupada revealed it to the world, how the modern education is like a Putana is a false guru. And Krishna, in the form of the Srimad Bhagavatam verse, revealed it to Gadadhara Pandit, how Pundarik Vidyanidhi is the true guru. And is considering Mukunda Datta as a well-wisher and deciding to take initiation from Mukunda Datta. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you so much, Prabhu, for such a detailed class. I really like the point of Potana, demon Potana, Stockholm syndrome, and this material education, the way you compared it was so nice. Prabhuji, thank you so much. Really, and also Prabhu, like I was thinking from the chapter started itself, to get a guru's mercy we need a devotee's mercy. Devotee is the one who takes to us towards the guru. Like here we can see Mukunda took Gadadhara Pandit to Pundarika, so that's how he got the mercy. So it's very nice that without the devotee's mercy, we cannot get Guru. And when we follow Srila Prabhupada books, that's when we understand who is a real Guru, who is the false Guru and real Guru. And today's quote also was talking about how false Guru is not just putting the dress of a devotee and acting like a great teacher or a great devotee. What's my character? That's main thing. And also, Prabhu, I was thinking the main point that you were talking about, that how the reflections that we get by reading the Prabhupada books, the character that we are showing, the attitude I'm showing to other devotees, tells us how much I'm reading Srila Prabhupada books. Not only reading, everybody reads, but how much I'm applying. When I apply it, my character, the way of I'm dealing with the other devotee changes completely. I may be very soft to other devotee, and I don't do offense to other devotees. That shows that I am really applying what I am reading. So we should be very careful when we are dealing with other devotees. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a nice class. Very grateful to you. I don't have any questions, but we have raised hand. Priti Vilasni Mataji, please go ahead, Mataji. Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji, for your nice comments. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Very, very nice class and very informative. Very nice analysis. And yes, definitely the Putana example and we having the mercy of Guru, all that was very nicely highlighted. I did have a specific question, if you could repeat. This was regarding the process of how the ecstatic bodily symptoms are manifested. So you mentioned that when the devotee has some spiritual emotion, it first affects the chitta. The chitta acts on the life airs, and the life airs touch the senses. And depending on the element, which is the air, water, fire, air, or ether, they have different responses to each of this. I thought that was such a beautiful, beautiful formulae, very nice step-by-step method of how this exactly happens. Thank you so much for bringing that up and throwing light on that. My question was, please correct me or please try to fill in where I have missed the content. When you were talking about the five airs, five senses, that is the five elements, you said with the earth element, it is stamba, the body freezes, right? It just stops. With water element, it is shedding tears. And it was only one you said, or you said two with water element?
One only. Water element, one.
And
only shedding tears.
For fire, I think you said two. One was sweating. What was the other one?
Fire element was actually, it results in two symptoms. Sveda, that is perspiration, and Vaivarnya, change of bodily color.
Change in color, okay.
Both these symptoms are exhibited when the agitated life air comes in contact with the fire element.
Yeah. And then with air, you said pulaka, that is hair standing on end. What
three symptoms: pulaka, standing of the hairs, swara beda, faltering of the voice, and kampa, trembling.
Kampa, trembling. And finally, for the ether, you said that person collapses, right?
Pralaya. Pralaya is devastation.
Devastation, okay. Okay, ether is
so stamba and pralaya. Stamba means being stunned. Pralaya is a devastation. So stamba involves paralysis of the body and the speech. But the pralaya involves of the body, speech, and mind. There is a fine difference between stamba and pralaya.
Okay, body, speech, and mind. Okay. Prabhu, and where do we read more about this? Is it present?
This is in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. The second part, the third wave.
Okay.
Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the second part. The second part is divided into 5 waves actually. The 5 waves correspond to the 5 ingredients of Bhakti Rasa. Vibhava, Anubhava, Sattvika Bhava, Vyabhichari Bhava and Sthayi Bhava. The second part, the third wave, that is the Sattvika Bhava. So from that chapter only I spoke. You can either read from Waves of Devotion, chapter 28. If you have Waves of Devotion, you can read chapter
28. Okay.
Then you can, if you have the Bhakti Rasama Sindhu, verse by verse, this one, this third wave is 2.3.1 onwards. Sattvika Bhava is discussed in great detail.
Okay, Prabhu. It's all about Sattvika. Okay. Thank you so much, Prabhu. That was very interesting. We just talk about it when we read these verses in Bhagavatam or Chaitanya Charitamrita. We just speak about it, but we never think through it. So this was a very interesting class. So thank you so much for doing all the research for us and presenting it in a silver platter for us. Thank you, Prabhu. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, you were talking about offense to the holy name from Srimad Bhagavatam verse. Which verse was you quoting, Prabhuji?
Second canto, third chapter, I think 24th shloka. Tadashmasaram hridayam bateda. So in the second canto, third chapter, there is a series of shlokas which were spoken by Saunak Rishi to increase the enthusiasm of Suta Goswami to go on speaking. So starting from that Ayur Harati Vai Pumsam, there's a series of shlokas. So in that 2.3.24, Tadashmasaram Hridayam Batedam. That is the verse I quoted. In that purport, Prabhupada discusses in detail about the maha-bhagavata.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Very grateful to you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Anybody having any more questions, realizations? Please go ahead. Okay, if there are no more questions or realizations, we can end the call here. I would like to offer my obeisances to you and all the Vaishnavas assembled on the call. Vancha kalpatarobhyasya kripa sindhu bhyev chapatitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, His Grace Radhika Vallabha Prabhuji ki jai. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Koti Dandavat Pranam. Jai Shri
Thank you,
Prabhupada.
Prabhuji.